Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I kind of wanted to do a January recap. I intended to vlog way more than I did, but things happened. And so I thought that I would just recap the month and let you guys know kind of what happened and what exciting things went on. I do have some footage that I'll insert, and if I don't have footage, then I'll insert some pictures, just kind of like telling you guys all about the first month of the year. Let's jump right into it. So I started the year off by getting a haircut, and I know that this sounds like so inconsequential to everything in the world, but I have not gotten a haircut in since 2020. So that's a problem. I mean, I would go in and snip here, there, whatever, but it was really nice to get just a professional haircut. And the pictures that I have, the side by side, lots of dead things gone. So we're in a new place, hair is growing, super excited about that. So I think I definitely told you guys that I joined a new church and they had a New Year's Eve party. So that's kind of how I welcomed in the year. So I'll put in some footage of that. It was really nice to meet new people and kind of get acquainted to my new church. So that was fun. One of the biggest things that I did in January was that I started the process of microneedling. So I have this dream to have glassy skin that I do not need to wear makeup for, which I don't wear makeup now, but I just want my skin to be perfect. And so I did microneedling, and let me tell you, was it an experience? I will insert some footage now.
Good. I like to make as comfortable you can be, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I am back from my microneedling and I have things to say. So the redness is gone pretty much. But I do have welts, as you can see, but I have literal lines from where she was going over my face with the needles. So that's not beneficial, or it is beneficial, but anyway. So she basically said to put vitamin C serum and hyaluronic acid on today, tomorrow, and the next day. No makeup, which fine by me, and whatever. But that was kind of gnarly. I was not expecting the pain. It was oh my gosh, here, otherworldly pain, but everywhere else it was fine, especially cheeks. I can't feel anything because it's just a bunch of fat. So we have recovered from the microneedling. I need another session right about now. It's every 4 to 6 weeks. So I'll be scheduling another one of those, and maybe I can just vlog the whole experience and upload it. But yeah, so that's been good. So another big thing that happened in January was that my church did 21 days of prayer and fasting. So starting, I think, January 2nd, we did 21 days of meeting at church. So every weeknight at 6:30 we met, and then every weekend we met at 8 a.m. to pray for an hour, and it was really great. It was such a good way to start the new year. Again, met some really awesome people there, and it was just really good for my soul to kind of pray and journal, and it was fun to pick a different person every night to pray for. So that was really good, revitalizing to the soul. I'm trying to stay in that same space because I told you guys that I'm taking off the first at least 5 months, maybe the first 6 months of the year off of social media. And so I definitely am just trying to stay in the space where I'm staying prayerful and not really letting myself be distracted by all the things. I feel you take one thing out of your life and then you start filling other things in. So I'm trying to be very mindful not to fill in my time with, other things that aren't beneficial to my life. So something else that happened was I spent a lot of good time with friends this month, just reconnecting and doing different things. I think I did 2 or 3 juice meetups with friends, just getting juice, and then of course dinners and birthday parties and all the things. It was a super, super fun month of connecting with friends. And then shortly after that, I got COVID. And let me tell you, I was sick for probably 2.5 weeks. I was so sick. It was actually very miserable and it felt like I was not getting better, and then all of a sudden I like got better. So thankful to be over that. I started the transformation challenge at Orange Theory, which I was so excited for at the time because I was like, I'm gonna go hard, I'm gonna do whatever, and then I got COVID and it just definitely messed me up. But I am trying to get back on the train, which I have been. I've been going to the gym and like working out and stuff, but like I don't know that the transformation challenge is gonna be exactly what I thought because I missed like 2.5 weeks of workouts. But I'm still doing like 5 to 6 days of Orange Theory, trying to split it up between normal classes and the weightlifting classes, which I literally haven't done one time, but I'm hoping to get one of those in this week. I also got to tour a wedding venue, or the wedding venue, for my friend Brenna. I'm in her wedding in April, and so I got to go with her and tour the venue and just like solidify some things for what that day is gonna look like, schematic and everything, and it was so fun to be able to do that with her. So that was the highlight of my month as well. I wore my hair curly for the first time in forever. I'll insert that and you can see just the curls popping. So that was super fun. And then at the end of January, so just a few days ago, I had one of my friends come in town and she's supposed to stay for like 4 days, I think, and then the ice storm hit while she was here, and so she ended up staying a week and a day, so that was really nice. But we had an ice storm, and I will insert pictures here. I was without power for a minute, and it was so annoying. It was really sad. It felt like we were driving, like when I drove around, it felt like I was like driving through a hurricane site. There was just, of course, like ice everywhere, and then it was breaking the trees, and there were trees down in the middle of the road, power lines down. It was like so crazy, but we survived. I want to go through some of my reads for the month. I am on Goodreads if you guys want to follow. I'm Amorous Kate on Goodreads. Find me and add me. Okay, let's talk about what I read so far this year. Okay, and my rankings. I just feel like I haven't read anything like spectacular, and that's really upsetting because for every bad book that I read, I usually read like a lot of good ones. I don't ever feel like I'm in a lull with books, but I am definitely in a lull with books. So I read 6 books in January, which does not quite have me on track to read 100, so I need to up that. Okay, so my first read was Lessons in Chemistry because I told you guys everyone was talking about how great this book was, and I gave it 2 stars. I did not enjoy it. It was not fun. Just not my thing. The next thing I read was The It Girl, and I'll link all these books below. It was a fun read, but the ending took it down an entire star. It was just so ridiculous that I can't even handle it. The next book I read was A Little Life, which was another like highly recommended book. I gave it 4 stars because the writing was spectacular, but I did not enjoy the story. I'm probably one of very few that did not enjoy the story, but the writing was spectacular. So if you're looking for a well-written book, go for it. I also read Demon Copperhead, which was a hot book for 2022. It was like on Oprah's book club, and then I saw a few other book club reads, and so I grabbed that in December, but just read it in January, and it was well-written, but it was just not redeeming. And I just am in a space where I'm like, I don't want to keep reading sad books. Anyway, I read Spare by Prince Harry, and when I tell you the tea, I think, hot take coming in, that no matter who Harry Windsor married, he was going to leave the royal family. Like he hated it. Like everything that he said throughout the book was like, this was always going to be your destiny. So I hate that it's like been pinned on your wife. And also he did not set his wife up for success. Like I just am not his biggest fan, whatever. But it did evoke some emotion. So I gave him 3 stars. And then the last thing I read was Breath, The New Science of a Lost Art, all about breathing and the correct way to breathe and how that impacts your life when you are breathing correctly and when you're not breathing correctly. It's very sciencey, and it was a great read. So I gave it 4 stars. So that is my recap of the month. I hope you guys are doing well. I miss everyone on social media, so I hope that everyone's doing well, and I will see you guys again next week. Also, if you're not listening to my new podcast with my friend, you should be listening. We upload every Monday. So I will see you guys again soon. Bye.